Welcome to Able Quad at Duke University in Durham, North Carolina. I'm Katie, your tour guide, and I'm excited to show you the sights. This is the Duke Chapel, the most iconic building on campus. It was built in 1930 in a Gothic architectural style with lots of amazing stained glass windows. There are 239 steps up to the top of the chapel, which is a pretty cool view. This is an example of an old Gothic building on campus, but we also have new and modern buildings. Campus is home to about 6,000 undergraduate students that live, work, and play here. Speaking of work, I am a mechanical engineering student in the Pratt School of Engineering. But what is an engineer? Engineers are problem solvers that build solutions and invent new ways of doing things. We solve all kinds of problems, from building bridges to airplanes to health and medicine, working with video games and computers, and even plants and agriculture. Engineers use something called the engineering design process when they solve problems. But just because it has the word engineering doesn't mean you have to be an engineer to use it. Anyone who wants to think like an engineer can use this process. Design can mean invent, build, or create something new. And process just means that there are many steps to a successful design. Speaking of steps in the engineering design process, the first step is to observe the world around you. What do you notice? If you're looking at an object, what is it used for and who uses it? Make sure you ask questions about why things are the way they are. Even though there's usually a reason to things, it doesn't mean they can't be improved. And if you find something to improve, you're already on your way to being an engineer. Engineers create things called design criteria for a solution they're working on. A design criterion is just a requirement for a solution to be a good solution. And once we have a list of criteria, we can brainstorm solutions. Engineers brainstorm as many ideas as possible to get lots of good ones. Then we choose a solution to build. After prototyping that solution, we can see if it's the best solution to fit the problem. We will be using the engineering design process a lot throughout this tour to examine how engineers work in the real world. But we will be looking at buildings and sites on campus that are already built. So we're looking at solutions that already exist. So we have to look at the engineering design process backwards in order to understand how engineers were thinking when they built these solutions. Then, before you know it, you will be able to use the design process in your own community. So get ready to explore, because this is talkSTEM Duke.